Making it into the National Basketball Association is not an easy feat by far, but once you make it in, you're an athlete that is recognized by the world in parts you wouldn't even know exist. But some stories of this journey are so hardening that you might not believe it. Let's take a look at the most inspirational NBA success stories. Let's begin. Jeremy Lin. As if the pressure of being a racial outcast wasn't enough, especially in a place where some stereotypes are prevalent, Jeremy Lin made history by being the first Asian American to win an NBA championship as perhaps one of the best NBA players of his times, and one that fans will most likely always remember. Fans know him by Linsanity, which came as a result of him leading the New York Knicks to a victory during the 2011-2012 season, which was an unexpected turnaround. Lin was the talk of the town for a long time. So much so that the usual headlines about LeBron James and other superstars were nearly sidelined as Lin ravaged Madison Square Garden as the new shiny point guard. But when the time came, Lin decided to leave New York, got free agency, and went on to sign a 3-year, $25 million deal in 2012. But he was not the same as before, not playing the same for a different city. Even if his career had ups and downs, he never stopped trying to play basketball, even if it was in the D-League, and then of course working his way back up to the NBA. Coming from humble Asian American migrants, he could have had a different life, but he personifies the rag to riches tale. Karen Butler. The NBA is a sanctuary for those that look for a fresh start out of life. This can be especially said in the case of Karen Butler, who was once a child drug dealer, someone who spent the better part of his life getting arrested. He was later sentenced to 1 year in a maximum security detention center for juveniles, and when you look at a kid like that, father absent, mother slaving away all day to put food on the table, and he himself getting into all kinds of shady stuff, you're prone to believe that this kid won't amount to anything, but Butler proved that wrong. It was rotting in detention that got him to fall in love with basketball, and after spending time in solitary confinement, he decided to make an honest living. After getting out, he got a full scholarship to the University of Connecticut, where he aggregated 18 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2 steals a game. His skill set had quickly drawn the NBA scouts towards him, and he was drafted at 10th overall by Miami Heat in the 2002 NBA draft. During his NBA career, he played for all the big teams when he was traded around. He started from Heat, shifted over to Lakers, then to the Wizards, where he cemented his legacy, being named a 2-time All-Star. Even after coming back from a knee injury in the 2010 season, against all odds, his team won the NBA title that season in just a span of 6 games. If that isn't inspirational, we don't know what is. Melvin Adams. While he might not have had a superstar-spangled career that is the quintessential story for a motivational video, we do believe that this player deserved a mention. Coming from the dingy ghettos of Houston, this man made it to the NBA to play for the Harlem Globetrotters after having seen the rough bits of life. At 13, his father died, and after bearing the financial burdens of his family and other disappointments, the only place he ever found solace was at the basketball court. And during his amateur years, he led the district in assists and steals and averaged 16 points per game for the Eisenhower High School's Eagles. Melvin graduated from San Jose Christian College, where he is a 2-time NCAA triple All-American basketball player. He remains the all-time scoring, assists, and steal leaders in the Warriors' history. And even after retiring from basketball in 2000, he continues to spread his infectious positive energy by working as a motivational speaker. Bob Love. Robert Earl, aka Butterbean, Love had overcome a lot of personal challenges to get to the NBA and play for the Chicago Bulls. He finished his career with a total of 13,895 points, 1,123 assists, and 4,653 rebounds. But he didn't have it easy. Bob Love developed and then fought through a stutter, which prevented him from getting any real, well-paying job that would support him and his family. He once was hired as a busboy and a dishwasher for Nordstrom, where he earned a measly $5 an hour. And while the wage couldn't do much for him, the Nordstrom owner certainly did, immensely impressed by his work ethic. He offered to pay for his speech therapy, and that's how he got to overcoming his demons and getting to the NBA in 1968 after having failed to make it to the 1965-66 season. In the 69-70 season, he took to the mantle of being a full-time opener, taking advantage of the fact that he was an ambidextrous and could shoot with both hands. He averaged 21 points and 8.7 rebounds. The following 2 seasons, he averaged 25.2 and 25.8 points per game, appeared in his first 2 NBA All-Star games, and earned All-NBA second-team honors both seasons. His career in the Chicago Bulls was so iconic that the club retired his number 10 jersey, only the second one to be so at that time. Dikembe Mutombo. The 7'2" giant, who is widely regarded as one of the greatest defensive players of all time, is an elite shot blocker. But the NBA fame didn't come easy for him. It never does does it? Being born and raised in the Democratic Republic of Congo, you couldn't look or hope for much other than the mainstream careers. Doctors, bank managers, farmers, but Mutombo decided to change his life when he took that USAID scholarship to attend college at Georgetown University in 1987. While he originally intended to become a doctor, the Georgetown basketball coach, Josh Thompson, put him on the college basketball team where he began to shine and become synonymous with shot-blocking royalty. It was in 1991 when he was drafted into the NBA by the Denver Nuggets as the 4th pick. And even though Mutombo was leading the Nuggets with his superior defensive ability, the others could not keep up. Later on in his NBA career, he went on to play for the Atlanta Hawks, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the New Jersey Nets, the New York Knicks, and also the Houston Rockets. After he retired from professional basketball in 2009, he has devoted his life to philanthropy and focuses primarily to improve the living conditions of his native country, Congo. A young boy who came from Congo but became an NBA legend. Who would have thought? LeBron James. There isn't a sports fan on the planet who doesn't know about King James, one of the best basketball players of all time. He's another one of those players that embody the rags to riches archetype, being one of the two in the GOAT debate. Coming from an impoverished suburb in an already sketchy Ohio, he didn't have an easy childhood. LeBron's mother was a single parent who worked multiple jobs, all while moving from apartment to apartment in hopes of finding one with cheaper rent. Needless to say, his dad wasn't there when he was growing up. After moving in with a foster family, that of Frank Walker, who was his football coach in college, LeBron started to explore basketball. It was in 2001 when he entered the NBA via the Cleveland Cavaliers, being their pick out of the draft that season. He shot to stardom when he earned his first NBA All-Star Game selection in 2004-2005, contributing 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists in a winning effort for the Eastern Conference. Later on, he would take the Cavaliers to glory by bringing the NBA championship home. He then moved on to play for Miami Heat in 2010 and subsequently won the championship with them in 2012 and 2013. And he then won his 4th NBA championship with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2020. He is perhaps the most celebrated NBA athlete of all time, being the recipient of 4 MVP awards. Kobe Bryant. Being a certified legend, Kobe was always one of those players that put their heart and soul into every game he played. There's a reason the Mamba is regarded as one of the best to ever do it. Bryant won 5 NBA championships, was an 18-time All-Star, a 15-time member of the All-NBA team, a 12-time member of the All-Defensive team, and the 2008 NBA Most Valuable Player, MVP, and a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. Having basketball in his blood, he eventually joined the NBA in 1993 with the Los Angeles Lakers, being their 13th pick of the draft. And Bryant made history by proving his loyalty to the Lakers. He became the first shooting guard in NBA history to play 20 seasons. However, the success that he got to see wasn't easily earned. He almost gave up basketball when he failed to score a single point in his summer games, suffering heavily from imposter syndrome. But he never gave up, despite it all, especially when he looked up to his idols, the biggest one being Michael Jordan. Kobe's story is one of never giving up, failure, or heartbreak. You work to get what you want. And that's all for today, folks. Don't forget to give this video a like and thumbs up. We hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.